Creativity demands space, playfulness, and presence, and these are all things that I learned by being a mom. Now, I knew these things before when I was a kid. I knew about them, but I didn't think about them. I just did stuff. I danced, and I wrote poetry, and I sang, and I dreamed, and I loved it. And I knew, this is who I am. This is me at my best. And then I forgot about it, because I had to get a job and be successful. And we all know you can't get a job and be successful by being creative. That leads to alcoholism and death in a cold gap. At least that's what was drummed into my head, and I guess I believed it. But then I got lucky. At the great age of 40, I became a mom, and I connected with my creativity again. And I connected by having space. After my high-powered career in media, I was a stay-at-home mom for almost 10 years, and I had space. And for most of us, space means time to think, or time to not think, and give thoughts and observations and experiences a chance to percolate in that magical, behind-the-curtain place inside of us, where these things can transform into something else. And I connected with my creativity by playing with my kids. Real, down on the floor playing, not just with them, but like them. I dressed up, I made Play-Doh cookies, I made towers out of Lego. We went to the park summer and winter and went sliding on the slides and swinging on the swings. And I connected with my creativity by being present. When I was momming and playing, I didn't do anything else. Now, I guess a bunch of you have been to Great Wolf Lodge, and you know that when you're going a million miles an hour down those incredible water slides, you're not thinking about bills or annual report or marketing strategies. You're going, ah! And you're right there, right now. And the same thing is true when you're playing with art or dance or music or crafts. You're not doing anything else when you're doing these things, and you're not thinking about anything else. Playfulness, in the time and space it takes to play, to really play, has an amazing way of focusing the mind and then draining it to allow the creative process to bubble up. But while I was having so much fun playing with my kids, something really important was happening to me. My judgment was suspended. Why? Because it just doesn't matter. Judgment comes from that part of the brain that I call the hammer, and it's narrow, and it's limiting, and it needs to be convinced. It has no imagination. It's the voice that says, that's not very good. But it just doesn't matter, because my kids didn't care whether the stick people I drew had 5 fingers or 3 or 7. The Simpsons, count the fingers. You don't find 5. It's a rule, in fact. So how does suspending judgment help creativity? When you get rid of judgment, you give yourself permission. And I started to give myself permission to do stuff. And it didn't matter whether it was good or not. That's judgment. Creativity doesn't really care about the outcome. It's not the goal. It's about permission. And I started to give myself permission just to do stuff and to have fun. And creativity really is about the process, and when you get rid of that judge, anything can happen. You're allowing a physical manifestation of an artistic reality to rise up, and sometimes it's a stick man. And if you can, this is the kind of thing that Buddhists and yogis and anybody who meditates and prays really is after. And if you can connect with that kind of creativity, you'll learn more about your true self without really trying at all. And you'll find that it feels good, and it moves you forward, and it will take you to where you want to go, to where your passion is. And you probably didn't even know that's where you want to be until you get there, and it'll be like, oh wow, this is what I wanted to do all along. And every once in a while, that old hammer will take a look at what your true, free, creative, rock star self has come up with, and it'll say, you know, that's pretty good. And your true, free, creative, rock star self will just smile knowingly. So I want to thank Brendan father, and husband for rescuing me when I was grumpy on the seawall. And I want to thank my gorgeous kids, Nikolai and Claire. Thank you for playing with me and for helping me to become fully me. And thank you for listening.